So what actually happened, we still don't know. What I can tell you is I think it was the 25th of April, at around 3 a.m., he says, it was a Sunday. They came, and it was more than 10 people, drug squad and PIU. And they said they searched the place, and they said they found cannabis and hashish. By the Constitution, they should have freed him on Wednesday morning. That's 72 hours. They held him till Friday because it's a half day. And then they charged him for possession of 5 grams of cannabis and for trafficking of 11 grams. Apparently, if you have more than 10 grams, it's considered trafficking. So for me, that was the first surprise that, the amount was just above the threshold that you need for trafficking. Because trafficking then becomes a high court. It's bailable, but at the high court. You bring him on a Friday, you set him on trafficking. He has to go to the high court to apply. So we couldn't make it because it was a half day. So he had to go to remand, mile 2. And because mile 2 has rules now that you have to have a COVID negative certificate before you go in, they took him back to the police station till they got the certificate and they put him in mile 2. Okay, the next Friday, they tendered some evidence. According to the lawyer, what they tendered was different. He said they brought bulls, things that they didn't measure. That's what he called it, 18 bulls and I don't know what else is what they tendered. And after that, they've been back to court and they've adjourned the court because they're still waiting for witness statements. I don't know how long it takes to get witness statements, but I wanted the court to decide. Other people might have been skeptical, but now people are starting to suspect that, it might be politically motivated. He, from the beginning, maintained that it was politically motivated. I want the courts to tell us how it goes. The update I have is today is when his bail was approved.
When his bail approved today?
Yes.
He's still with them?
He was. Oh, he's still with them. Until the paperwork is finished, he's still with them. Wow. So over a month. I think they wanted to send a signal. I think this is now me personally. I'm going to be controversial again. I think that if cannabis gets to be legalized, again, by an act of parliament, not just by me as president, maybe the drug squad is the biggest loser.
Yeah, when they
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So decided to flex their muscles and say, let's teach him a lesson. But so we want to follow this in court. We want to see what evidence they have. We want to see their preparation and everything. Or we want to see whether it was really politically motivated.
You think your company manager is innocent?
See, I don't know. I cannot say whether he is or isn't. I would err on his side of the story. Because again, like I say, 11 grams sounds suspiciously close to the amount that you need for trafficking so that you can put him in mile 2. Because if it was less than 11, we could have billed him that same Friday. So these are the reasons why I am suspicious. But again, it's just a suspicion for now. We'll see what the courts say. So it shows me that the level of voter education in the general public is very low. An independent candidate is not a political party. You cannot register until the IEC timetable is out. And according to the timetable, it will happen after voter registration, which is starting tomorrow.
After voter registration?
Yeah. So in the meantime, I've been going around popularizing myself. Thanks to the media, I'm very popular these days. People already know me before I get to places. A lot of young people, like I told somebody else, my hope is in the demographic that has never voted, that I seem to have energized enough to register this time. A lot of young people have a lot of issues. They say they've finished school, they're at home, they don't have any jobs. Even the drugs that they're talking about, they're saying it's because the devil makes work for idle hands. They just get into these bad habits. They see themselves as being forgotten by the system, and the system has never cared for them. I think what they appreciate in me is a sense of identity. Okay, this is somebody that maybe understands our pain, that can help us fix our pain. So what I've been doing is I've been going around to the different ghettos and campers and things. In fact, before right now, I was from Serekunda Market talking to the fish women. So that's what I've been doing, because officially the campaign period is not open yet.
Okay.
Separately from that, I've registered with the Ministry of Justice an association, which is a legal entity. It's called Mbolo Kunda Watu Tije. And I've been able to get a TIN number in the name of Mbolo Kunda Watu Tije. And then I've been able to open a bank account in the name of Mbolo Kunda Watu Tije, because in the press conference I was saying I wanted to separate my finances from Mbolo Kunda Watu Tije. So now what I need to do is to continue. Essentially my campaign is one of sensitization, because a lot of people have heard the message and they appreciate the message. So for me it's just how to explain to them the mechanics of voting. You need a voter's card, you need an ID card. This is the bad thing. Even their voter's card they don't trust.
They don't trust me.
So you can't use the old voter's card to get a new voter's card. You need an ID card or a birth certificate. If you don't have those, apparently when registration opens, you can collect a form, an attestation form, which you will take to your alcalo. And if he fills it out for you, if you have somebody that can vouch on your behalf that you're Gambian, they will also accept that for giving you a voter's card. So when I go to the ghettos, I listen to what they have to say, and every time they surprise me with something new. They have problems, but they also have solutions for their problems.
Okay.
So it's like they've not been listened to.
There's not been listened to. Okay.
I went to Banjul. They said security and all these things. We have a police post in Primate. Why doesn't the police patrol? I never thought of that.
Yeah.
You know, we have a problem with a relationship with the police. If the police were patrolling, they'll get to know us, we'll get to know them, information will flow better, and that will reduce crime. I never thought of that. This is something that is coming from the people themselves. And I'm happy that they're coming up with these, because I keep saying one brain is not a brain. I only have so many ideas. There's so many more ideas in everybody else's head that if we put it together, we can move forward. And I believe the people that will support me will put up that $500,000. I'm going to start a pitch. I'm going to ask 100,000 people to give $5.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a load that is spread. Everybody can afford $5. Because I can't afford 500,000 for one. When I started this, it was 10,000.
10,000.
And then they upped it. If it was still 10,000, I can afford that, no problem. But for some reason, I keep claiming that it's because of me. They've increased it to 500. Because how can you charge a party, a whole structure, 1 million,
1 million, yeah.
and one individual 500,000? Where's the fairness in that?
Okay. You think it's not fair?
I think they're trying to exclude independent candidates. But so this is what somebody told me is if you're the only one putting your money into politics, then don't do it. Because if people can't identify with you, then they're just there to eat your money. If people can identify with you, they will support you somewhere, somehow. So that's why I'm using this as a test to find out whether people support me. Because I might be here thinking that I am the best thing since sliced bread, and then people have a different opinion of me and they're just trying to extract money. I said I support it being legalized, yes.
You support it being legalized?
Yes,
okay.
but I also said that it takes the parliament to legalize it. And people, I don't know, maybe the president is that powerful that he can be president today and tomorrow say smoke free. I don't know what they're expecting. They can try. But I'm grateful that Gambians listen and they can make their own decisions. Because like you say, the drugs are here. I don't go to the nightclubs anymore, but I hear people can sniff cocaine in the nightclubs now, which for me was very surprising. I know that young people are taking pills because they themselves are the ones that tell me. People stop me in the street, we have a conversation, they're telling me about gaobe, some pill that is there that is making them speed or something like that. So the drugs are here. And I've talked about somebody I know at work who's an intern who said his friends that used to smoke now stop smoking and they're taking pills and alcohol because they want a high and they don't get disturbed by the police because it has no smell. Okay, so people keep thinking that if you're smoking cannabis, the next step is to go to another drug. It's a false argument. Drinking Fanta doesn't make you want to drink beer and Guinness afterwards. They're all drinks. But just because you drink one doesn't mean you'll go to the other one. So smoking cigarettes doesn't lead you to smoking cannabis. Neither does smoking cannabis lead you to harder drugs. Yeah? That is the fallacy in that argument that they're trying to use. I don't support any other drug. And that's the perception most people had. I am saying that cannabis has become so rampant, it grows locally, we lose a lot of money to Senegal because most of it comes from Casamance. It's potentially worth 36 billion, which is bigger than any budget that we've ever had.
Cannabis.
So okay. The boys tell me that it's $4,000 is for 1 kilo. 1 ton is 1,000 kilos. That's 4 million for 1 ton. Okay, groundnuts is 20,000 for 1 ton.
20,000.
And it's so small that most of the farmers were taking their groundnuts to Senegal to sell at 23,000. I don't know whether you remember
Yes.
And they were being arrested for taking the groundnuts across the border.
Across the border, yes.
20,000, 4 million. Just from the economics of it. I'm not denying that there's abuse. There's a lot of abuse. But I'm saying the way to fix abuse is not to lock somebody up with criminals for abuse. Maybe they have an addiction, maybe they have another problem, maybe we need to bring it out in the open and help them. We don't lock people up for being drunk. So why are we locking them up for abusing cannabis? So now when I go out to sensitize people, I buy a pack of cigarettes and I say, what is written here? Smoking kills. Smoking kills. Like they've even put it there on the pack that smoking kills. Yes, yeah. And it's legal. So what is the government telling us? They are promoting suicide?
Smoking kills.
Smoking kills. It's written there clearly, smoking kills. But it's a legal thing. You can buy it from any shop.
Yeah.
So you're buying suicide.
So why not the weed?
This is my question. They should tell me why not. They're the ones that are accusing me. Okay, they heard legalize, and I guess in most people's head it means all drugs. No, it's not all drugs. It's cannabis only that I'm talking about. One. Number two is because of the economic benefits, mainly because all these other politicians will not tell you how we're going to make money for all the programs that they're proposing. This is one option. This is one option. I say we shouldn't rule it. We shouldn't take it off the table. It makes sense to me. Okay, so 4 million for 1 ton. I called the agric department and asked them how much groundnuts did we produce last year. They say they don't really know, but the estimate is 90,000 tons. And I am thinking 10% of 90,000 tons is 9,000 tons. 9,000 times 4 million is 36 billion. That's bigger than Gambia's budget has ever been. Even this year, when the budget is being called an election budget, when everybody is complaining Sakumalo is 1,006 and those kinds of things, it's because they're building roads to show off things that they could show off. It's not up to 36 billion.
Okay.
10% of that will make 36 billion.
So you're telling the government they can actually have a lot of revenue.
They're the only losers. Because the boys are smoking it. The drug squad are arresting 1 or 2, and now I know why. Because the bail alone was 45,000.
For bail?
For bail. So if they grab you and you're thinking 45,000, or you don't have a lawyer, or you don't have somebody that's going to help you, you're going to settle with them.
You're going to settle.
Not yet. Not yet. I went to Sukuta, a place called Skunkland. I didn't even know that place. Skunkland. And the guy there was telling me the same thing, that the first time he heard about me, Rastaman, Kidaf New Yaps, and Adam Dok Kawaram. And half of them have dreads. So that is the general perception. But over time, he went and he listened to the press conference. And he started to change his mind that what this guy is saying makes sense. So he admitted all that. Most people come at me at a negative position. But it takes me less than an hour to convert most people. If you're ready to think and reason, it's not just based on emotions, you hate me for some other reason. What I say makes sense to most people. They can't hate me on just the arguments alone. They don't have good arguments against my appearance or the things that I'm advocating for.
It's not affecting you in any way?
It's affecting me positively, I think.
Positively?
Positively.
The Rasta is good?
The Rasta is good. For now, I'm in the urban areas. I don't know what will happen when I go up country.
Up country, yeah.
But right now, I'm happy. So what I've done is I've gone part-time. Part-time means I work half the time I used to work. I work 2.25 days now, and I get half the pay I used to get.
Okay.
But it means that I have more time to go around, meet people, because most people, their biggest thing is they don't believe. They still don't believe. They want to physically see me. That is, you know, this is why when you asked me that thing, I said we come to conquer. Because a lot of people will sell out at some process. You get some kind of negotiations, you get an ambassador position or something, and you move on. So they're like, is this for real? Am I in a dream? I've been told so many times that, oh, we used to dream of a savior, a Rasta president, you are the one, or this and that. So most of the time, I'm just going to say, yes, I'm real, I'm here, touch me.
Okay.
Oh, they were not happy with me in the beginning. I can tell you that for free. They were very, very unhappy because, okay, so I didn't tell anybody anything. I just got up and I went to West Coast and I announced it there. Because there was no rule book. Politics is considered a dirty game in Gambia. If I had consulted them before that I want to get into politics, they would have said no. But when I went and did it and finished with it, yes, they were initially very, very unhappy. But you know, I give thanks because now the perception has changed. I have an aunt that I call mommy because I grew up with my cousins. So my own mom I call auntie because they used to call her auntie. And their mom I call mommy and their dad I call daddy. Okay. So she called me up the other day and she said, I've told everybody to start addressing me as mommy president, not just mommy. So they're coming around.
They're coming around.
They're coming around.
Okay.
Yesterday, I was talking to some youths and they're like, and I'm like, why do you get into weed? And they're like, you know, you finish school, there are no jobs. You sit there, you chill for a bit. Some boys start to smoke. You get into that habit. So they're all saying jobs. They're all saying, we want to work. We just haven't seen the jobs that are worth it. And that's why that good job thing is a good thing.
You can have the job. Most of you people will say we will provide jobs. And when you come to the office, it's something different.
Yes, so I don't know why. I don't know why, because being on the other side, since those people are not into giving us information about what's happening on that side, I don't know why that is. But I know that where there's a will, there's a way. When Yaya Jammeh was coming, they were saying Gambia is not time for TV, but we have GRTS today. So sometimes you believe in something enough to push it. I believe that factories will create the jobs. Okay, so the difference between me and them is they've shut down Julbro.
Yeah.
But beer is still coming from Senegal and Guinea-Bissau. So all we've lost is the jobs and the revenue. But the alcohol is still here. I'm about creating factories so that jobs can come. Because like I said, there are things that we need in this economy. We're consumers. Let's start producing the things that we need. That alone can create the jobs that we're asking for. I'll give you a few examples of what I hear people saying. So one thing the latest thing would be, look, there's been security issues for a while. Why is he only coming out now to say something about it? So for me, communication is a big problem, at least what people perceive, or they want to be talked to more often than he does. Yeah. The other thing is, I don't know what's wrong with the administration, especially this latest is a holiday, it's not a holiday, it's a holiday.
Yeah.
So people are saying even something as simple as declaring a holiday, you have a whole government and you don't know whether it is or isn't a holiday, or you're sending different signals. So I don't know whether it's the people he's surrounding himself with or what, but it's not giving him good PR.
Okay.
Yeah.
So his government is weak.
I would say that they've made quite a few mistakes that people talk about. Some big, some small. I mean, a holiday, non-holiday is maybe a small one. But the crime thing, everybody was making noise about crime. It went on for too long before they addressed it. If he had addressed it earlier, it might have helped him more.
Your government can solve these problems.
My government can attempt. I have a... Okay, so people I talk to about crime tell me that it's directly linked to jobs as well.
Crimes.
Crimes. Again, if you want something and you don't have a job, it's not everybody that is disciplined not to commit a crime to get something they want. So the root cause of crime has something to do with employment. Since I talked here and people were asking me about agriculture and other things, I have developed my manifesto further. I'm going to launch it, but now I have 10 points. Then I had 5 points, but the extra is year-round agriculture, improving healthcare, security is our business, digital Gambia. There's one more, standards. So digital Gambia, I'm saying we should use more technology, to reduce the cost of operations. And that reduction, which is minimum 10% what you can reduce when you introduce technology, you can use creating more jobs and empowering the police, empowering the security forces with the equipment they need. A policewoman told me there was a crime reported, somebody, a murder, and they had to charter a taxi. They didn't even have a car in their police station and things like that. So things like that, they need to empower the police. Somebody else said they were going to arrest and they didn't even have like zip ties, you know, those plastic things that they can just zip your hands with. Yeah. Even that. They didn't have handcuffs. But
the security is lacking basic equipment.
Yeah. It's lacking a lot.
Okay.
I think they should be helped with more basic equipment, more training, but also to reduce the load, increase the jobs. And like that boy said in Banjul, patrol, get to know your community. If I know Kebba is a policeman, but I know him on a normal basis, we sit and talk, it would be easier for me to open up and say X is planning something. So maybe when I put down my nominations and my 500,000, then they will know that I'm ready.
But you are ready, yes.
Yeah, I can understand the skepticism. Yeah. I can understand your question that made me say we don't come to bow, we come to conquer. But maybe for some people, until I conquer, they'll still be thinking there that he's come to bow.
Yes.
We shall see. Well, specifically the market, they were saying that, look, when it rains, nobody can pass here. We pay duties every day, but we have to pay for water, we have to pay to use the toilet, we have to pay for anything else. We don't know what the duty is for. Those were their specific things. And I was explaining to them how that my national development about a voucher for everybody, they can decide, because now I've put the power in their hands by putting the money in their hands for them to decide what they want in terms of development. And they understood that. Well, hopefully it's free by the time we finish this interview. But yeah, again, I don't have a party, I'm an independent. You see how difficult it is to get that out of people's heads? So the association has me, a co-chairperson, which is Halima, that was sitting next to me in the press conference. And there's a treasurer, Olu Taylor Thomas, and there's a secretary, Lamin Bojang. Just for the association. I needed a legal entity that I can open a bank account in so that people can start to donate to the campaign if they identify with my causes. Apart from that, I think it's just people going around and trying to lobby for votes. We did have a meeting last Saturday and there were positions being handed out. But for me, it was more political positions, party positions, which I'm not. So I'm still trying to understand what all that position means. But at the end of the day, it's people that can convince people to vote for me. That is what matters. The demographic I'm targeting, the youths who have never been involved with politics, know Pisces and Fireman very well. So if they both support the things that I'm talking about and they're willing to, you know, help make me popular by taking a picture with me, I will take any opportunity I can get. Okay. I will take any opportunity I can
those
get.
People also get people for a crowd. They got people that
you're asking
they
me?
Can use. Yeah, I'm asking you.
Those people own Gambia.
Are you sure?
They own the youths.
So if they support you, you are there. They're supporting your cause.
This is what I'm saying. If the boys register, done deal.
Those boys who were not voting.
Yes, my campaign. And it's not only the boys. The other day I finished work and a lady stopped me and he said, I have a message for you from my husband. He said that he's never voted before, but he's going to register this year and he's going to vote for you. I have never voted before, but he's forcing me to register and vote for you. These are in their 40s. From 18 to 40, they've never seen what was worth registering for. A lot of people were not going to register this year because half a dozen and 6 is the same. But now there's an alternative. And so I'm grateful that the 300,000 estimate might come on board this year. When they won last in 2016, it's 200 and something thousand.
And they are voting for you.
I hope 90% vote for me. And don't forget that I will get from the other demographic. Huh? I'll get from the existing demographic.
You'll get some from them?
I'll get some from them. Because some people understand what I'm talking about. No, okay. So I've been in a scooter since 2010. I've been on a scooter. I used to have a car. But I gave it up when I found out that traffic was just increasing. In the scooter, in no time I get to where I'm going. I don't need air conditioning because the wind is always blowing me and things like that. But so, it's very interesting you should say that. When I had the meeting last week at my office, at my political office, some people were like, no, it's a security concern now. He shouldn't be riding a scooter. And then somebody else came and said, I know about 200 people that say they're supporting you because of the scooter.
Oh, my God.
Because of the scooter. So for them, I guess, it's the humbleness, not needing a vehicle and all those other things. They see the scooter as a sign of that. And so they're identifying with that. Now, as the Wolof say, linga Japon be melni, boko bae te jignala. How can I get up to this place with all this popularity and say, no, maybe the 4-wheel is what will jinx me and I will lose. So if I'm going up country or far places, I don't mind. I can take a vehicle. But for the urban areas, the scooter is best.
It's good for you.
It's best. That's what they don't have. And they can't switch their things now.
Okay. No.
You know, I'm leading. They would like to follow, but it's too late.
It's too late.
Because it takes forever to grow locks and to switch to a scooter. Kebba, thanks. Thank you very much.
Thank you.